island might be facing its end. This surprising development sets the stage for an epic final battle between iconic characters. A clash that could alter the future of Fortnite and lead us into Season 2's map. In this video, we'll dive into the chaos, explore which heroes we might lose, and brace ourselves for an emotional ride as we reveal the secret and, most importantly, how is Godzilla connected to the Zero Point? And what's up with Jones and Hope? Why are we following them into this new world? The story kicks off with the end of the remix finale event. We saw Jones and Hope show up, right? They popped up on the sides and made their way to the Chapter 6 map. But they weren't just wandering around aimlessly. They're looking for something. They've got a mission. And of course, we're tagging along with them to figure out what's going on. But here's where it gets interesting. Behind them, there was this huge object, like seriously massive, that followed them into Chapter 6. At first, we had no idea what it was. But thanks to some juicy leaks from the event files, we found out Fortnite labeled this thing Piece 2.0. Turns out, it's a fragment of the Zero Point that broke off and followed us into this new reality. Makes sense so far, right? The Zero Point has always been behind us, on the maps from Chapter 2 to Chapter 5, and even earlier seasons. Since the start of Fortnite, we've always been on Zero Island, the island tied to the Zero Point, which connects the entire Omniverse. But now, for the first time ever, we've left the Zero Point Island and landed on a completely new map. And it's totally logical that a fragment of the Zero Point would follow us here. It's like a piece of our past clinging on. Check out this little diagram, you know, for the visual learners out there. It shows how this piece followed us through the portal to the Chapter 6 map. But here's the big question. Why did this piece break off? The last time we saw the Zero Point, it was back in Chapter 4, Season 3. The Zero Point used to sit right in the middle of the map. It was literally the centerpiece. The last time we saw it, everything seemed fine, but its exact state wasn't clear. Here's the thing. The Zero Point gets destabilized whenever it's forced to connect to new universes, realities to recruit hunters. All that portal opening caused the Zero Point to weaken. It even started cracking into pieces. Flashback to the Zero Crisis finale. The Foundation had to gather and stabilize the pieces to stop the Zero Point from exploding. One of those fragments is what followed us to the Chapter 6 map, and it's the same piece Fortnite labeled Piece 2.0 in the event files. So yeah, the fragment on this map isn't random. It's one of the chunks the Foundation patched together during Zero Crisis. And guess what? That fragment broke off again and crashed into Chapter 6. There's even a crater on the map where it landed. But here's the twist. The center of the crater is empty. The fragment is gone. Did someone steal it? Did it disappear? Or maybe it went underground? We don't know yet. But what's clear is this. Jones and Hope didn't come to Chapter 6 to retrieve that fragment. It followed them here, but they're not even aware of it. Whatever they're looking for was all and their mission, we need to revisit Jonesy past. Agent Jones used to work for the Imagined Order, IO, and his job was straightforward. Monitor the Zero Point Season 5 trailer. We saw Jonesy activating the Zero Point to portal into different universes to solve problems. That was his thing. But now, things have changed. Jonesy isn't working for the IO anymore, and he's not handling these issues solo. That's where Hope comes in. She's helping him out. Together, they're tackling whatever is happening on the Chapter 6 map. And guess what? As loopers, we're joining them for the ride. This is also a huge moment for Fortnite lore because it's the first time we've traveled to an island that is. Instead of overthinking why Jones and Hope came to Chapter 6, why not just ask them? They're both on the map in the same location. If you go up to Hope, she'll tell you they're there to retrieve something. But here's the catch. She won't say what they're looking for. When you ask Jonesy, he straight up tells you it's none of your business. Rude, right? So, what do? We investigate. If you dig deeper, you'll remember that Hope has this ability to draw the future. She uses her premonitions to figure out where the thing they're after is located. There's even a loading screen where she sketches out a crystal, which is probably the thing they're searching for. But here's the mystery. We don't know much about this crystal. Is it connected to the Zero Point? The cube? Something else entirely? All we know is that Hope and Jonesy are here for those crystals. We don't even know where they are on the map, but here's a clue. If you take Hope to Mizuki, there's a secret dialogue where Mizuki says, "The object you're looking for is here, but it's not here yet." What does that even mean? Could it be something spiritual? Something we can't see yet? Honestly, we'll have to wait for the next round of story quests to get answers. For now, we know they're after the crystals, and we know the Piece 2.0 of the Oni clan, allied with the Fox clan, best known for Drift and his crew. Opposing them was the Deer clan, who ultimately met defeat. Evidence of this is scattered across the battlefield. Banners marking the war zones, the fortress, and the conquered area now known as the Warrior's Watch. Interestingly, these banners are the same ones seen on the Shogun X, which makes me think he was part of the Oni clan. The war started with an artisan who crafted magical masks, using the island's inherent magic. These masks, utilized by both the Demon Clan and the Fox Clan, were so powerful that they could potentially erase the island itself. According to Mitsuki, the Fox Clan isn't inherently evil, but they made serious mistakes. Their Master of Mask created then with the ability to destroy everything. Once they recognized the chaos they had unleashed, the magic vanished to protect the island. However, magic has now returned, and with it, the powers of the masks have been reawakened. With the magic gone, the clans lost their greatest advantage and likely formed a peace treaty with others, such as the Toad Clan and the Tanuki Clan. Yet, as Mitsuki points out, the Fox Clan suffered the most. They were seen as the main instigators of the war. Now, demons, magical masks, and ancient stories are coming to life once more. These tales didn't help the eldest sibling of Kendo and Jade, but their relationship is complicated, particularly between Daigo and Kendo. Jade, being the only girl, shares a special bond with the spirits of the island. When she receives a spirit, she can become the guardian Jade, but this also makes her susceptible to being possessed by demon spirits. So far, her full potential hasn't been fully explored in the storyline, but the loading screens and character designs provide hints. For instance, Jade's loading screen clearly states, "I will not let this curse destroy who I am." She's an intriguing character, motivated by a need to comprehend the island she considers home. However, her curse serves as both a blessing and a burden. Kendo is currently the main character in the story, or at least the one who seeks our assistance to start exploring this island. These early challenges, by the way, offer a significant amount of XP, so they are definitely worth tackling. The first step is to have a conversation with him. The island has transformed since that mysterious object streaked across the sky. The magic we once only heard about in legends has come to life. The portals to the spirit realm, which were thought to be mere relics of the past, are now being utilized by demons to invade our world. Before helping Kendo, we need to talk about his eldest brother, who is likely the one of the biggest villain of the season. To start, he's the heir to his grandfather's mask shop. The same grandfather who, as I mentioned earlier, was the villain of ancient history. If we speak to him directly, he lies, saying that all the masks don't have magical powers. We stopped working with that stuff ages ago. We make masks of immense power, but ancestors burned the secrets of how to create them. As we can hear, he's incredibly ambitious about gaining power. He even admits to having powers himself because he's been practicing magic. These powers could be one of two types: void control, whose origins remain unknown, or spirit control, as the masks he is currently making possess this ability. The masks I just mentioned are not the ones sold in the shop. Instead, they are the Void Mask and the Fire Mask. To understand this, just look at the Daigo's loading screen. It clearly shows him constructing an Oni mask. Worse still, he has trapped sprites, indicating that he is actively creating masks with magic. He is therefore responsible for the existence of these weapons. But that's not the worst of it. He also has the ability to repair ancient pieces with gold, a technique traditionally used in Japan. The problem here is that he hasn't just used this skill to repair masks, he's also seemingly used it to fix the dragon portals. In his Go loading screen, the caption reads, "A true artist uses every tool at their disposal without hesitation." This character, described by his siblings as selfish, proves their claims. In his quest to reclaim his grandfather's power to create these masks, he's condemning not just the island but also his family. Daigo also reveals some secrets about the spirit realm. Humans cannot enter the spirit realm, only demons can. I'll admit, I burn with curiosity to see that world and the ancient secrets it might hold. However, not even I can cross the threshold yet. As you can see, while this is technically the hidden story, the clues are all there. The story seems fairly straightforward about what's to come. But for now, we're still in the early stages of this adventure involving this young man. He might even become a demon or something similar. For now though, we just need to help Kendo with his challenges. The first task involves dealing damage to demons, which is pretty straightforward. You just have to hit one with the katana a few times to reach the required 350 damage. After that, you'll need to place fox-shaped statues similar to the ones shown here. These statues are spread out across the island, and you only need to position 3 of them. Next, you'll need to collect residual essence from places like the Warrior's Watch or Demon's Dojo. It doesn't really matter which location you choose, since each has 3, and you only need a total of 5. These spirits pay homage to the ancient war era, representing the old warriors who have passed on, which is why they take on this form. Since these spirits are so ancient, you'll need to focus on eliminating more recent demons. I suggest targeting groups of 3. Take one out, and then move on to the next group of 3 demons. You can tackle this challenge in just 2 matches. Now let's discuss the 2 most significant demons this season. First up is Shogun X. He's a fascinating character, essentially a shadow. However, his statues across the island indicate that he was once the leader of the demon clan, and now he seems to have returned from the dead, or something along those lines. So here's my theory. Shogun could be the grandfather of Daigo and his siblings. This idea makes sense since they frequently discuss the artisan, but never mention the clan leader, who might actually be the same individual. Aside from this theory, not much is known about Shogun. He's essentially a blank slate. Well, more like a black shadow, so he remains a mystery. Given his strength and presence on the island, it's likely he'll have a significant role in the story, or at the very least, loopers will recognize him for the impressive character he is. The same applies to Night Rose, even though we've been led to believe she's a villain. Like other characters, her styles and loading screens show that she isn't truly causing harm on the island. Instead, she's being controlled by a demon. This becomes clear when you enter her zone and realize that she's just a puppet, with the fire-throwing demon acting as the puppeteer. Night Rose's story hints that she's eternally bound to her former task. This likely means she's a marionette, which her cosmetics also suggest. It's possible she might break free someday and join our side. Her loading screen is quite revealing, stating, "Those who controlled me will face my wrath." This suggests her liberation may be part of the story yet to unfold. While the season trailer paints Rose as the villain, I don't really think that's the case. In fact, as I've mentioned, I believe Daigo will turn out to be the antagonist to break free the puppeteer, the main villain of this season, who control all this demons being from Spirit Realm, which figure is most likely is. For now, you should talk to the previous protagonists, Hope and Jones. If you speak to them, they'll mention they're on a mission, though they won't give away too much. However, when you deliver the artifact to Hope, she reveals more. "I came here searching for something, an unusual and powerful artifact. It doesn't surprise me that the myths and ancient magic of this island are awakening. I have a feeling it's connected to the demon invasion. This essence will help my partner and me uncover the truth. Thank you for your help. We'll stay in touch." That's how the first week of the story wraps up. A strong start. To continue, we'll catch up next week with Week 2 quests. I genuinely hope they surprise us with something exciting. Based on everything I've shared in this video, it feels like we can already glimpse the outline of the season's storyline. As for smaller side stories in Chapter 6, one involves an ancient giant turtle. This turtle will start moving around the map for a specific reason, as Samurai explains when you speak to him. "My duty is to help all sea creatures in need. The great turtle suffers from darkness and loneliness. If the darkness can be dispelled, well, that must be my focus. Still, if I can also help this turtle find its lost love, I will have fulfilled my duty." As you can tell, the turtle has lost its partner, and Ryu is trying to reunite them. He's an intriguing character with a deeper reason for helping marine animals. "I carry within me the heart of the lost sea dragon. What does that mean? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. My duty is to fulfill the dragon's oaths and seek its lost bones. That purpose comforts me." It's likely that as the weeks progress, both Ryu and the turtle will change locations, uncovering new elements like the missing partner or even the sea dragon itself. Lastly, let's talk about one of the most entertaining details in this video: the pets and creatures scattered across the map. From small robots working on mysterious tasks, even though no one seems to supervise them, to the return of gnomes from earlier chapters, there's a lot to discover.